Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here. We come before the court today with the court case. Who has the opening statement?
Danny.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Danny, present your case. Approach
Yeah.
the
It's
stand,
whatever.
sir,
Okay.
please. Approach the stand in center aisle. Yeah, stand behind that lectern.
Okay.
Do this properly. Okay.
So
Sorry.
I accuse Richard for basically being an abusive cop. He has trolled me. He has killed me several times, and he has basically filed my home, which is my church, and he has put lava in places and put um certain blocks and places on the shouldn't be, and kept me sealed inside and tried to kill me. Oh yeah. Oh, and I need a witness. Let's see here. What the hell is he? I
I
called.
was under the impression that this was a theft charge. You need to make it clear. You can't have a whole list of things. We gotta you gotta sum it down and nail it down. So we have evidence.
Well, I have witnesses. For one thing,
Okay.
Okay, Danny, you're understanding. Listen to what he
Hold
just
on,
said.
we're in opening statements though. I was understood that this is a theft charge. So you're saying this is a heckling, toxic behavior charge? Is that
yes. Yes.
Okay.
Is there any more room
Correct.
on the jury?
Correct.
Okay.
Who needs
Yes,
a
there is
TP?
room in the jury. TPM.
Who needs TP?
Okay, so that's your opening statement. We'll get an opening statement from Harry
Sick.
Snatch, and let's refer to each other by our Minecraft names, please.
My excuse.
And then we'll move in toward to the witness phase.
My excuse.
All right, you may be seated.
Yeah.
Harry Snatch, come forward.
Dude. Okay, basically, I'm just going to allow character witnesses to note that I'm just trying to take care of the disorderly. He had an issue with the creeper infestation. I was trying to help him deal with it. I was trolling a little bit, but when I was asked to stop, I did. Not only that, but I've also donated several materials to him to try and help him build his church and tried to help him keep the peace.
Objection.
No. This is opening statements.
Okay.
This is opening
I
statement.
was
You can
trying
make
to
your
help
case later.
him keep order within the landlocked property line, and he kept trying to come out of it. I was just trying to keep order and peace in the
Did
community.
you lure the creepers into his church that you then had to exterminate?
No.
Okay.
No, they were like spawning in there. You can ask multiple people in the community. They were spawning there.
Okay, we'll have a chance to hear from those people. He's charged. He's also charged you with placing lava blocks.
No, I didn't place any lava blocks. I placed a bucket of lava and I moved it. It was more or less a joke. It didn't damage him or his property in any way, shape, or form.
Sorry, guys.
All right. Any other responses to the charges brought against you?
No, I'll just let the others be characters or witnesses to my character.
Alrighty. Alright, you're dismissed. You may take your seat
Thank
again.
you, Your Honor.
We're about to move into the witness phase. We're going to allow,
Shit.
Half High Priest got the first opening statement. We're going to allow Harry Snatch to call the first witnesses. Just keep things fair. Who would you like to call first to the witness stand, Harry Snatch?
Commander Falcon.
Commander Falcon. Come before the court, please. Is Falcon here? Hello? We had a witness that,
He's not even in the call anymore.
Oh God.
Well, this is
Oh, that's
okay.
not good for you.
We'll give your.
Me.
We'll give your.
Okay, I'll pick Scorch XX5.
All right,
Okay.
Force Access 5. Please come before the court. Please introduce yourself. Oh, you're coming to the witness. Oh yeah, the witness stand.
Yeah.
Proceed.
You're supposed to ask the witness questions, and then they
You're
ask.
supposed to ask. Yeah.
Oh, me?
ask the witness questions.
Oh, my bad.
I'm supposed to listen and judge.
Okay,
I'm not the one asking questions.
Did you see anything in particular of what he was doing to me at the time? Between
Way over to Yanja's house to have me a cold pop, and then we was gonna smoke a balls.
so I wasn't really paying a lot of attention. However, I did hear a whole lot of yelling going on before Yanja pulled me into his office, and then we smoked a whole lot of weed.
And can you explain to me how this relates to the specific?
Well, you see, it was loud.
Okay. It was loud.
How much weed was?
I know what you mean, fam.
Okay, I'm
Did you happen to witness any of the events that Danny has brought?
Well, you see, I came over there and Daniel had appeared and had confused lava for obsidian. It was very clearly obsidian and not lava. There was no lava anywhere on the premises. I was confused as to why this bitch was upset, and he was disturbing the peace. He was bothering me. I didn't get to enjoy my high to the fullest extent, and I am just incredibly disappointed in these two boys.
They do seem to have a quarrelsome relationship. Do you have any other questions for Mr. Scorch here? Half High Priest?
Yes, did you see anything else that he's been doing, like trolling or anything like that? Like becoming a
I
so-called...
don't like trolls. I don't like trolls. You see, they live under bridges, and it ain't very clean down there.
Trolling,
Trash
sir.
for sure. Scorch, I will
Trolling.
hold you to answer the question. Have you noticed any trolling behavior from Mr. Although
Well, you see-
friendship, of course, it does include like in jest and sarcasm and mess.
He has killed me. He has killed me several times, sir. Yes, indeed.
Well, like, haven't you killed him too, though?
Nope.
To the audit log.
Oh, we'll get to that later. We'll get to the
To
audit
the
log, but
audit
also,
log.
has our private investigator, has he been involved in this case at all?
Absolutely. Silver he's excellent. He knows everything
Okay,
about
we'll call
it.
him as the witness and the point. But before I let you go, I'm gonna have Harry
This is
Snatch
awesome.
come forward and ask you questions. And
Okay, I'm ready.
he wanted to paint a character. We're gonna give him a chance to ask questions and do that. Mr. Snatch, come before the stand.
Okay, so I gotta ask, whenever all the ruckus was going down and the public disturbance started happening, was it not me that you had called forward to try to deal with the situation at hand?
Oh, absolutely. So you see, Harry Snatch here is a certified executor that works for our investigative precinct. Poor case fell off the fucking jury stand.
I will have order in this court, Mr. 4K. Please take the seat.
Disorderly conduct.
Order.
I got pushed.
He needs a bell to keep order.
I need a bell.
Oh yes, get that man a bell.
Okay. One second.
That'll be his gavel.
Someone needs. So it's 4K's on the jury. He's just in this. Oh,
Yeah, I'm just
Order
looking.
in the court. All right, continue, Mr. Scorch.
This is amazing.
So what had happened is Danny had come all up in to that motherfucking town square and was going to do a peaceful ass protest. And COVID-19 is running rampant. He didn't even have a mask on. It was
He didn't have a
ridiculous.
mask.
So did I stop to protest with him? Absolutely, girl. But listen, he was protesting. Those signs looked ugly. So
Just for Danny was protesting?
we elected at that time to call in our exceptional forces, which, you know, Dickie happens to be a part of. Harry Snooch.
Objection, defamation.
You ain't attorney. Shut your
Mispronounced.
mouth. You're on the jury.
Mispronounced Mr. Snatch, if you will refer to him as his proper name.
Oh,
Harry Snatch.
Mr. Snatch. Harry Snatch. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, well.
Anyway, so you called in, the police force with riot preventive gear,
Yes,
to shut
it
down the
was,
protest, and he just
Yeah,
happened to be.
we thought that the best course of action at that time would be to authorize lethal force.
Objection.
And it was
Objection.
Hold on. What is your
riot.
objection? What is your objection, Danny?
I was not doing a so-called violent protest. I was
No,
doing.
I didn't. Well, but I didn't.
No,
say
it's
violent
necessary
protest,
just
Your
to
Honor.
have the fucking.
Order. We're not going to talk over each other in the court.
Okay.
Let me hear your objection. I'll let you know.
I like how he has a.
Can
Can I just say? I like how he has a bell instead of a gavel. Oh, this is very
I
fitting.
know.
So let me-
It wasn't violent or anything like that.
I'll take credit for that one.
I had my
Time to
signs. I was
shine.
walking around.
Alright, I'm not going to sustain that objection. We can talk about to the police force as to the specifics of the protest. This is not part of the case that we're dealing with here. Let's get back to Mr. Scorch's account.
So
What does
basically,
this protest have to do with... This is relating the fact that
yeah.
Danny's saying he's being trolled, but in fact, he's just doing his job, and Danny happened to be part of Dickie doing his job?
Objection. He wasn't doing
Rather
his
than
job.
specific targeting. The question is there
Okay.
specific targeting going on?
Objection.
Well, I believe there was not specific targeting because I authorized a direct force upon what I saw to be a threat. There is a sign that said we need to get rid of Harry Snatch. And we don't need to read him. Like, I don't even know what that means. Could that be a code word for a terrorist organization? One could never
Mister, I'll give you a
just
second
a
half,
gross
high priest.
spelling error.
What does read mean? Get read?
And let the record show, read is spelt,
Read?
which could also be ride.
Red.
Okay. Do you have any further questions for Mr. Scorch, Harry Snatch?
No, I do not, Your Honor.
This is what the sign said. Except there were more spelling errors, probably.
Okay. Well, I think that concludes everything we need to hear from you at this point. If you may take your seat.
Okay, bye.
You as well, Mr. Snatch. Okay. Would you like to call another witness, Danny?
Yes, I call Silver to the stand.
Mr. Silver, approach the witness stand, please.
Oh, hey, y'all.
Okay. And since Danny...
Why are all the witnesses drag queens?
Excuse me? Excuse me!
Wow.
Jesus.
Alright, go ahead, Danny. Ask Silver what questions you have for Silver.
Mr. Silver, that is your name, right? Anyways,
It says it right above his head, Danny. Just
anyways, you did witness on your balcony further away that you saw me and at my place, and you see how Richard was acting with the creeper, luring it to me as it blew up. Is that correct?
Creepers. Okay.
I
will note that creepers do in fact follow people, but
I will say that I was on my porch and I did happen to see a creeper outside your house, and I did see Mr. Snatch running down the road, but I did also see Mr. Snatch also not see the creeper, and he had come out of an alleyway coming down the road. And I had no way of contacting you at the moment, and all I could do was sit and watch as a creeper. You went up to the gate, and the creeper just so happened to be there. And
objection! This is not what happened.
You cannot object to a witness. You can ask questions, and we can clarify details.
Objection is some bullshit.
You can object if someone is asserting something that goes beyond what the evidence
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
He's just telling his story. You can't object his observation of the event.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, anything. Continue, Silver. So you saw a creeper come by the gate? What happened next?
Well, Dickie, sorry, Mr. Snatch. He was running down the road, and the creeper happened to follow him, and the creeper lost interest in Mr. Snatch. That's whenever he turned his eyes towards Mr. Half-High Priest, who happened to be gardening at the time, and Mr. Half-High Priest just so happened to come into the radius of the creeper, and well, that terrorist did what terrorists do, and well, that left a big crater.
Just like 9/11.
The creeper is not here to be called as a witness.
Just like 9/11.
May he rest in peace.
Your Honor, we did reach out to the creeper, but they declined to comment.
His family, did we send flowers to the family?
No, we called the victim's cell phone we didn't think to call the family.
Oh,
I
man.
would
Okay.
also like to know. I
Well, let's
would
get a
like to send my
secretary to get on that.
condolences.
Okay. Harry Snatch, do you have any questions for Mr. Silver? Would you like to cross-examine his story?
No.
Okay. Do you confirm the events of his story that you, in fact, did not?
That is
Actually, we'll
correct,
call
Your
you to
Honor.
the witness stand after we see our final witnesses. We'll call both Danny and Snatch to the witness stand. If there's no further questions for Silver, you may return to your seat.
Thank you.
Okay. Harry Snatch, do you have any other witnesses you'd like to call to the stand?
Not that I can
Okay,
really.
I want to stop and make a note. There's excessive protesting going on in the back of the court. If you have something to say and you need to be involved in the case, then we can bring you forward.
Wow.
But I will hold you
I didn't even notice on the side.
I will hold you in contempt of court. I see things like Danny eats babies and a lot of Dickie is...
Your Honor, I did not make those signs.
Okay, what are you doing?
I don't have enough wood.
I'm sorry.
Everybody take their seat.
I'm willing to be called.
I want to call someone.
Harry Snatch, did you have any? It was your turn to call a witness. Do you have a witness?
Yes, Yanja.
Yanja, please come forward and witness stand.
I can note that 4K is dressed nicely for this.
Thank you. Am I wearing
Yeah,
anything?
very nice suit.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah,
Can the jury ask a question real quick?
Your job is to sit up there and watch.
I was just asking.
Half my pre-test questions, and then I'll allow the jury section a question for this round. Okay?
All right.
All right. Go ahead, Harry Snatch.
At least I was polite about it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
My
for-
questions to you are: have I not been helpful to the community in trying to supply building supplies and materials and assisting whenever it comes to dealing with infestations of mob spawns?
It's just a question to me.
Yes.
Yeah. You're being questioned
Yes,
right
as far as that statement is, I see that you've helped out and helped supply the pantry and you've paid your taxes. I think so. I mean, I haven't checked the books in a while, but I think you paid your taxes. Also, I was one of the ones who, I'm not sure, I was sleeping after me and Scorch, our little party in the office. But I was sleeping when the police came, and I'm not quite sure what all happened. I'm just hearsay. This is the first time I'm hearing about court. But later, I went to the church, and I did see multiple blocks of obsidian in all kinds of different places. And I did take that obsidian and fix the location, but I did not see any lava, and I didn't see any on purpose griefing. It seemed that the floor was just turned into obsidian.
And what do you think this obsidian came from? Do you have any?
I think this
idea as to
obsidian
how the
came
obsidian
from
got there?
potentially Dickie trying to protect Danny's home from blowing up from creepers.
And in what way does placing an obsidian block protect?
Obsidian doesn't explode.
That's why I
anyway
material, Your Honor.
But that's all I know. I'm not quite sure. I was just there and picked up the obsidian because I was requested by the property owner saying that it wasn't placed by him. And that's all I know. I don't know the real purpose of the obsidian or if Dickie actually placed it. I wasn't there.
Harry Snatch,
I just
do you have any
fixed.
other questions for Yanja?
No, I did not.
High Priest, do you have any questions for Yanja?
No, sadly.
All right, I'll allow the jury. Patty, was your question for Yanja? Wait, come back.
It was just general. I was just seeing if someone mentioned evidence earlier, and right now it's all testimony. I was wondering if anyone had any screenshots.
Yeah, I'm gonna give up to that. I believe I'll play their calls. Who has access to the audit logs?
Sounds like explosion.
It's raining.
Thunder.
Does anybody have who has access to the audit logs? Score,
I do believe in all historical value. This is the first time Jesus has ever been put on trial.
We usually just kill him.
Oh.
Snatch, turn around. Snatch, turn around for me, please.
So I guess crucifixion as a punishment wouldn't
As a
wouldn't be
punishment,
exactly
Wouldn't be. Yeah.
I'm not
would be too ethical.
What's in my
I'm not
hand?
sure we can role play.
I don't know
but
if your
I'm not sure
texture
we
pack
should role play
produces
the
it.
Passion of Christ.
Well, but I'm
I don't
hoping
see why not,
You
though.
guys
Alright,
already
order,
built the
order,
biggest
order. Oh
court.
shit! There's the. All right, I don't know if y'all have the texture pack I have, but I'm holding a golden cross in my hand right now, so
Oh
we'll
no,
get
yeah.
to the
You
crucifixion
got a
later.
cross.
Can I call one
Okay.
more?
Yes, you may call one more witness.
Harry Snatch.
You call Harry
Dun dun
Snatch as a
dun.
witness.
Done.
Then,
Hold
alright,
on,
Harry
hold
Snatch,
on.
come.
Hold the motherfucking phone. I gotta get the fucking song.
Has to come.
You gotta have that on a soundboard, man.
Yeah, that has to be on a stream deck. There we go.
Alright, ask your questions, Mr.
Harry Snatch. I have to ask. What you used to become a you were a Viking before? Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. So what did you do to me when you were a Viking?
I did what all Vikings do. I raped and pillaged your village.
So that means you came to my church and started destroying it. Is that correct?
Isn't that what a Viking's supposed to do? Until, of course, the Saxons brought me into God.
Mr. Snatch, are you saying you've converted and you've been brought into the fold?
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Did I even convert you? Is the question.
No, you did not. It was your followers that converted me.
But do I have any followers?
So I'm sorry to put it so bluntly.
Sounds
Your
like
Honor,
a cult.
but he's a really shitty priest.
Well, hey, Your Honor, isn't the rule I before E except after C? As
He's a
in
priest,
priest?
okay?
Can I would like to make a note.
Danny, I'll make a note. I'll make a comment.
God damn it,
Nothing
Danny, you
to do
spelled your
with the
name
court
wrong. Are
ruling.
you kidding me?
No. I would much rather have a fully high priest than a half high priest.
So-
My thoughts on the matter.
Still, did I even have any followers in to begin with?
Question? Was this Viking raid against the church? I mean, it's very historical sounding. Was this on this server or was this on a different server YouTube played?
This server, Your Honor.
Okay. Wait, I didn't know we had Viking raids on this server. Interesting.
Yep.
Do you have any other
It was
questions?
a solo raid.
Yes.
You look like
Was it-
orcs.
Was that at the time when I was building my house, you were attacking it. Is that correct?
I did not attack the structure, Your Honor. I attacked him. I
So you
attacked
basically
trees
attacked
around
me.
and such like that.
So you're
Yeah,
trolling me.
Not kill you, but I did
Did you
attack.
attack him with a weapon or with your fist?
Fist and a piece of steak, because I like hitting him with my meat.
You beat him with your meat?
So that's sexual abuse right there.
Objection. We can't. I won't make you make light of this courtroom. No. Obscene references.
But you have
so
killed me.
So you
though.
admit. So Mr. Snatch, you admit that when you raided his church, what would define what you did as raiding? Did you?
I knocked down a
Did you-
tree outside. I smacked him repetitively whenever he was doing something. I was just being an all-around douche, but I mean, it was warranted considering, like, in the past, not dealing with the server. He'll call me at random, and, like, I'll be in the middle of things such as intercourse, and he'll call me even though I tell him to leave me alone. I'm doing something important.
Hmm.
I have another question.
Go ahead.
Have you sealed me in a block of cobblestone when I was in my church?
No, I did not.
Are you sure?
Are you sure you just weren't stoned, Mr.
No, because I was trapped in a block of cobblestone in my church.
Did you suffocate, or were you just
No,
trapped momentarily?
I was trapped in there. I barely got out because someone was putting blocks of cobblestone on while I was AFK for a while.
Okay.
Your Honor, I
What do
believe
you
that
have- what do you have-
my priest
what do you
was
have to say?
partially high at that point. That was Dorite, and I did not place it.
I was
Do we
not
have any
high.
indication
I
as to
don't
who
have.
placed
Pardon, Your
Do you
Honor?
have any indication as to who placed the diorite?
No, sir. We do not.
It was me. It actually legit was.
Oh my
What the
goodness.
fuck?
This is,
I do
Okay.
not.
hey, this is
do
a
it.
court. This
I
is
do
not
not.
confession. Confession happens at the church. Innocent until proven guilty.
Speaking of the
Don't
church,
commit
going
your
inside this
guilt.
church today, everyone come over
Dun,
this time.
dun, dun.
All right. Okay,
Excuse
that's the
me?
final questions for Mr. Harry Snatch here. Unless you just have something pressing, I'm gonna let Mr. Snatch take his seat again.
Okay.
Question
All right,
from the
go
jury.
ahead, Mr. Snatch. Mr. Lead Juror, go ahead.
There's been a lot of
Mr.
lightning.
Harry
I was
Snatch?
wondering if anyone should check if the courthouse is on fire.
Oh, we're underground.
Okay, all right, never mind.
Oh shit! All right, good. Get
That
the-
was it. That was it. That was it.
Yeah, I was wondering that too. I was like,
Because y'all, we
All
gonna
right.
burn to death in this thing.
You can return your seat, Mr. Snatch.
Yeah,
Just-
look around. If there was a fire, we're all fucked.
I didn't
We got
want our
much
court case to
military.
be interrupted.
I have too much
Okay, at
loot
this
on me for that
time,
shit.
okay, at this time, okay, Yamcha or Scorch, what's the procedure as far as looking at the audit logs? Are we trying to bring that into the court case?
Or to the
do we
no.
want to
Let
make it-
the jury
We're
go
not able to.
deliberate.
Okay,
and
we're
render
trying to
a-
let democracy and the fair, system rule here.
I can tell you how to check the audit logs.
No,
Okay,
we're not. No.
doing that.
Okay, okay.
So we're, we,
Well, this is
we're
we're
not.
trying to
We're
have
not
No,
able
literally,
to.
all you have to do is click T and scroll
Hello?
up.
Okay,
Hey,
listen to me,
listen,
Mr.
hey.
Me. Order. Okay,
You
go
didn't
ahead,
hit the
Yamcha.
bell.
Shut up.
There you go.
One, I was gonna say we currently don't have the ability to go back in time to see
Yes,
that
I want
far.
to check the audit
We
log.
can see
I want to
what.
check the audit log.
Quiet.
Listen,
Have
listen
Fry
to
Priest.
what
Quiet.
the fuck I'm saying. I am saying that we cannot. We have an audit. We can see people's actions. We can see commands in chat, but we can't see what happened in a specific zone that far back. We just can't right now unless we have a specific plugin.
Well, and plus, okay, so
So
that's
there,
for
there
emergency
is no
use in
way
case
to
of-
go back in time as
Okay,
of
well,
now.
The audit log is for emergency use in the sense of someone actually like violating the server's rules. This is
But-
a civil case between two players within the community. We're gonna allow the community to work this out with due process. We're not gonna do God mode just to figure
Well, we
out
wouldn't be able
who's
to
really
even
right.
if we could.
Okay, thank you for that, Mr. Yoncha. Do you have any other comments as far as that audit log?
In the future, there's going to be log block.
Coleman, what
and
are you
for
doing?
The reason in the future, in the next few weeks, we'll have log block for emergencies only. Like as if someone's actually trolling someone hardcore and stealing, we'll be able to actually prove like a case like this. But
Okay.
we preferably want to go through this organization. That's all.
All right. So the next phase, we're going to allow each party to give closing statements, and then we're going to allow the jury to deliberate. I'll return to my chambers, and we'll reconvene after that.
All right, sounds good.
Hold on, we gotta have. Let's see. Mr. Half-Eye Priest, make your closing statements for this segment of the court case. Go ahead, step up to the stand. Not the witness stand, though. The front stand, in the middle aisle. Do you have anything to say before we go to
Yes.
deliberation?
Is there any other way that we can look back? I know we can't, but is there another? Sure, there's not another way we can look back to those back.
It's not worth it.
There is not. I mean, I think we have had plenty of witnesses. We've had, Dickie has admitted to certain actions. We've had witnesses who recounted their telling of the event. This is your opportunity. Like, what do you seek from winning this case? What do you seek to get from Mr. Snatch if you were to win this case?
Well, for one thing, an apology. B, justice. C, basically.
Did he steal anything that you wish replaced?
No, he didn't steal anything. He just basically trolled and put dumb lava and all kinds of shit and
Okay, so when you
blood.
say justice, what do you see as justice? What is justice?
Take away his abilities of being the executioner thing,
Oh, you wish
and-
to strip him
and-
of his, civic
and
authority?
also community service.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you have anything else to say?
Pretty much it.
All right, go ahead and take your seat, and Mr. Snatch, you can give your closing statements at this phase of the trial. Go ahead. Dickie?
I hear you, Dickie.
I think he muted his mic and he doesn't realize it.
Your mic is muted.
Mr. Dickie.
I know.
Fuck, my mic was muted.
We were trying to tell you that.
Okay, start over and go ahead.
Okay.
He's like already done.
Yeah, kind of. Okay. Anyway, I wanted to point out that I was just doing my civic duties and trying to patrol the area for mob spawns and such, and that the individual beside me is constantly attempting to become more or less a leech on society. He's constantly requesting people to bring him materials instead of going like all of us hardworking individuals have done. He's going and asking for people to bring him this, bring him that. And I'm just simply trying to explain to him constantly, and then he argues with me. And I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not one to hold back. I smack a bitch when it's necessary. He's also
Okay, so I guess my question towards you is, let's say, so if indeed the charges brought against you are false, this is a defamation of character by Mr. Half High Priest here. What would you wish out of this court case if you were to win from Danny here? What justice would you see?
just ban him from entering my premises.
Okay, so a restraining order? Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Alright, do you have anything else to say before we you may take your seat?
No, Your Honor, and I thank you for your time.
Absolutely. Alright, this is what's going to happen next. I'm going to return to my chambers. The jury is going to deliberate. You'll need to select one spokesperson to, you need to discuss it. We'll give it a few minutes. Pick one spokesperson to bring forward the jury's findings.
Alright, all jury members go to Minecraft room 2.
reconvene.
Not
Alright,
yet, let Zen finish.
Oh, I thought he was done, sorry.
No, I mean, okay, I'm finished. This court is temporarily closed.
Quick recess, everybody.
Quick recess.
Hey, for anyone in the audience, I'm gonna have lunch back here.
I want to have Scorch. I need Scorch and Yanja in the judge's chambers, please.
It's okay. It's okay.
One second,
Yonder.
I gotta get the lunch stand.
Okay.
I brought
Wait,
my own
You're
food.
part of the jury.
4K's a jury member. He needs to come back up here.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we
I don't know how to-
keep you
Silver,
back up
Silver, are you a jury
Wait, there's
member?
no stairway?
No, I'm a bystander.
Okay, well, then you can join me in here as well.
That's alright, I brought my own food anyway.
So jury and
With watermelon? Alright.
jury and Minecraft too.
I'm a vegetarian, I need
There's,
to...
there's the lunch.
Jurors to Minecraft Room 2, judges to Minecraft Room 1.
Alright.
Oh my!
All right, what do we think, boys?
This has been
What do
amazing.
we got?
I mean, I wasn't really there, but I don't know where else to go, so.
Oh, we're kind of doing something.
Oh, hey,
Can you-
boys.
Can you leave for now?
I mean, I was in the call and I was listening the whole time.
Yo,
okay.
I was like crying of laughter at some point.
Dude, I was fucking.
Dude, you were literally.
I
Dude,
saw
this
you
was
on your
my-
face cam, bro.
Dude, this is
I
my
was-
this is my face the whole
Yeah,
time.
no,
This
I
moment-
kept looking up and
Nailed
Todd
it.
fucking in the face cam is like
Yeah.
laughing his ass off.
No, guys,
so
I got some good news. I have this entire thing recorded.
Dude,
Oh
it's
my
so-
Yes!
I am so putting
It's
this
so
shit on
fucking
YouTube.
funny.
Yes.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I have this
Alright,
entire
alright,
confrontation
so-
on YouTube.
All right. Anyway.
So I was online when all of this was happening, but I'm not quite sure. I never like had eyes on the whole thing, so I don't really know. Like, I was never an eyewitness, so I'm just going based off like what they all said. Like I know that Dickie was fucking around with like half high priest, but I'm not sure to like what extent. Like
I think Danny's exaggerating a bit.
So, from
yeah.
what I heard, when the creeper exploded, like, I don't know, it just seemed like he was trolling just a little bit.
I mean, I think Danny was trolling. Like Dickie was trolling to a little bit, but I think like half high priest is blowing it a little bit out of proportion.
Yeah.
But I
Well,
don't
there's-
think Dickie is clear of blame.
Yeah,
Exactly.
there's multiple charges, so we can find him innocent on one charge and guilty on it.
Okay, so like So innocent on like the trolling, but guilty on like the harassment. But then I guess harassment's trolling. Fuck.
Well, I don't think he should be punished all the way. You know.
Honestly,
Like,
I don't feel like any of these things should really be punished. It's like, it's not that bad. It's just, you know, trolling him there.
I said we just give him a slap on the wrist, tell him don't do it again, and
Yeah, I feel like that's to be like the height of his punishment at most.
you think he deserves to be smitten?
Yeah.
Once?
Well, we don't decide the punishment. That's Zen's job. We just
Well, yeah,
decide
obviously, but like,
innocent or guilty.
you know, just throwing thoughts out there.
True.
Hold on. What are the charges? Because we have there's
taking
like
screenshots of the jury room. Oh, Yanja.
police
He's
police
taking
brutality.
screenshots.
So the charges are what? Police brutality and.
And
Well, I'd say like misconduct.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think he should be stripped of his
Honestly,
title though.
Like, you can't make this shit up now, can you?
No, for real.
I'm going to be posting this shit on YouTube. Bloody
Post the link, dude. This will be great.
This is going to be something we're gonna need to rewatch.
This
like...
is quality
This
content.
is fucking
Wait,
content right here.
Did you get me falling? Did you get me falling from the jury stands?
Dude, I dead ass.
I saw you do that.
I dead ass
pushed
saw
me.
you on the fucking. Yeah, I pushed your ass off.
I thought so.
I was like, someone pushed me.
Oh god, you know what? We just need to have like a movie night where everyone just rewatches this shit.
Oh my god. Okay, all right.
All right, hold on. So I think we have to find him guilty, but we can say like, but we ask that
Wait,
you
what the
don't
hell is going
punish
in
him
the
to
chat?
the full extent.
Listen,
Yeah, guilty.
I agree.
Guilty,
Destiny.
like guilty to the charge of like misconduct and abuse of power, but not to like the full extent. Like he didn't
Yeah.
really control him. He just sort of like made his life annoying for a little bit.
All right.
Okay, and who wants to be the speaker?
Yeah.
Has the jury reached a verdict?
Let's do Patty. Patty,
I
you
can
got-
do it. Yeah, I'll do it. Wait, so Harry Snatches who we're finding guilty.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I got
but
it.
Not to the fullest extent. Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, Scorch. I think we're ready.
Okay. Let me go tell Zen.
Okay, I guess.
All right, everyone back to the jury stands.
Everyone back to the stand. I guess everyone back to Minecraft 3.
Okay.
Alright
Yep.
then.
And actually,
Boy, you ain't a friggin' what?
because I've never been at the stand. No one TP'd me in the first place.
Oh, you're right. It's awkward. Wait, you're in the stand right now. You're in the fucking.
I'm in the call, but I'm not actually there. I've been building my
It's
place.
okay. You'll count.
Okay.
We're waiting on Zen now.
Yeah. Waiting on the boys to finish. I think they're at lunch right now, though.
Hey, I wonder where Kaz is right now.
After this, I'm having a yogurt and then going the hell to sleep. It's 2 a.m. Holy shit.
I'm getting screwed over.
Hey,
Big
yogurt's
time.
actually really good to have before you go to sleep.
What's really good to have to go before I
Holy
go to
shit,
sleep?
I didn't realize it was 2 a.m.
You'll have
Yogurt,
yogurt.
it helps you digest your food.
Yeah, best
Hey,
yogurt.
did Nick ever, or Nick, did
Fucking lying.
did Kaz ever get to your house?
Whoa, dude, the shit.
Nick and Ben aren't in the call yet.
Did Kaz ever get to his house?
I don't think. I think they're still waiting on him.
Dude, I love this courtroom, honestly. This thing is so sick.
Is
It
it?
really is. Yo, Patty, did you see my snap?
Please stop at the gate. That shit's fucking aggravating.
Oh, yeah.
Ow! What
It
the
is
fuck?
not me.
Stop.
Punch me.
What the? Nico is now a part of the.
How the fuck do I get back up?
Are you done?
You don't, bitch.
You gotta get tellied, I think.
Shit.
Nah, it's alright. Well, as long as Patty's up here, we'll.
Somebody needs to like detain Penis. He's being a bad juror.
What? No, I'm not. He punched me, so I punched him back.
Why are you even down here?
Because I
He got
punched him.
punched off.
He punched me, so I punched him. It was just as a joke.
George, can you TP him?
It was a bit of an altercation. It does be that way.
Thank you.
Second
I
court
don't
case.
feel
Dun, dun,
comfortable
dun,
standing
dun.
next to
Leave her versus Nico.
Zen, you ready to rock and roll?
All right, everyone, order.
I'm ready.
What? Order.
All rise for the judge.
Wait, is this music?
This is from a TV show in the United States.
Alright, chill.
I think it'll be okay.
That was amazing.
Chill.
Alright, this court is called back into session. First thing I'd like to do is call forth on the jury. Who have you chosen as your spokesperson? Patty?
We have chosen Patty.
Yes, Patty is the chosen one.
Patty, would you like to relay the deliberations of the jury?
The verdict.
Just whispered that.
Well,
Josh.
Share the jury's thoughts, and then we'll get to the final verdict.
Well, basically, what the hell is that noise? Basically, we thought Harry Snatch was trolling a little bit, but we also thought that he probably shouldn't be punished to the full extent of the law, Your Honor.
Okay. And your thoughts about Mr. Danny here and what Harry Snatch says is his actions towards him? Sorry.
We thought his testimony might have been a little hyperbolic, looking at it objectively.
Okay. And so, in the case of guilty / not guilty of Mr. Harry Snatch for behavior trolling, how do you rule, or how do you plead?
We, the jury, find Harry Snatch guilty, Your Honor.
Okay. And what's the jury's recommendation for restitution?
We didn't really discuss
that. Just turn to the rest of that.
I think we should all agree.
Should we deliberate again?
No.
Nobody got time for that.
No, the judge will do that.
Maybe we can deliberate as a group.
The judge will do the final verdict.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right, and before we give the final verdict, Mr. Half-Eye Priest, Mr. Harry Snatch, do either one of you have anything final to say to close this out?
I'm just gonna bite my tongue.
Okay.
I'm probably
Mr.
the same
Half-Eye
thing, yeah. Same here.
If you have no further statements, then I'm going to declare my verdict, as well as relay the court order labeled 612. I hereby declare Harry Snatch to be guilty of trolling behavior. We are understanding of the situation and circumstances. Mr. Half-Eye Priest himself here is guilty of defamation of character and exaggeration of stories, and we understand that some behavior between you two might be, create some bad blood. And so what we have decided to do is we're going to enact I'm going to read this court order. The Comradgate Court has decided that the players Half-Eye and Harry _ Snatch are not to come within 5 blocks of one another and are not to be on one another's property. Failure to meet the requirements results in banishment to the nether realm until they are able to gather 2 inventories of quartz.
I don't even know where he lives.
Jesus.
Christ.
Furthermore, both of you will do a community service and work together to build a monument or a public space for Comradegate's Minecraft server. This is the only time within the time constraint of this restraining order that you are allowed to be near the same place. You'll have to consult the community director of development in order to figure out what you'll be put to work doing, but you'll work together, and hopefully this will create a safe boundary for each other, as well as teach you how to work together more constructively. Are there any objections to this ruling, even though it doesn't really matter, because that's what's going to happen?
I have something to say.
Yanja, come forward.
I will say that I love the bell. I have to say, within 1 week, the community service project will be ready to start. I'm gonna be meeting with y'all throughout this week to get it prepared. But in a week, the community service will start. Just letting y'all know.
And upon the completion,
It'll be a one-day project. Well, sorry, I do apologize. Y'all can find me. Y'all can find me.
Again, on the completion of the monument, we're gonna have a mediatory meeting with just a few people, and obviously Harry Snatch and Half Pipe Priest and Yanja, or the overseer who does it, to make sure that everything went well, and we'll decide the course of action moving forward and see if the restraining order can be lifted.
After the public y'all's community service is done, then we can talk about that, like what he just said.
All right, if there is nothing else, I hereby close this court session. Anyone?
Ring the bell.
All right, this court session is closed.
Okay, can I see the outside of the courthouse?
We're underground.
I don't care. I want to see the building.
We're underground.
Comradsgate.com.
Not even back to my house.